In 1989, the Quattros enter the IMSA GTO Championship Series, where the rules are different. The cars are allowed wider tires, wide enough so that the others may have all the traction they need with just two-wheel drive. IMSA officials feel confident the all-wheel drive Audis won't enjoy an unfair advantage here. But the Audi engineers have no intention of giving up their edge and build a pair of exotic tube-frame cars complete with a space-age telemetry system to monitor every aspect of their performance.
We were all pretty much excited because, as you know, we have had a new car, a tube-frame chassis, a new engine, a four-valve engine. And then in the first official practice session, when we were almost holding off the pace, and we were right there, you could hear the stones falling down from our heart. That we were happy and pleased that the car is right with the pace.
They debut on the streets of Miami. Despite strong competition from other high-tech factory teams, the all-wheel drive Quattros again appear to have the upper hand, impressing veteran ESPN commentator Bill Adam in the process.
This car is doing things I have never, ever seen any vehicle do. Look at this. Pulls to the inside, late braking. Look at the car. Completely stable under braking. No problem at all. On a rail.
But racing luck turns against the team. Both cars are forced out of the race. The team must regroup.
We didn't finish Miami because our gearbox broke. We found that we had too much horsepower for our gearbox and drive shafts. And then I must say, from Miami to the next race, to Summit Point, there was only about 9 weeks in between. But what the Audi crew was able to achieve in these 9 weeks was the maximum I've ever seen in my 20 years of racing. They were working so bloody hard, day and night. I doubted, actually, when I came to Summit Point, we're going to run longer than 1 hour.
Summit Point. The Quattros not only run for an hour, they go the distance, finishing first and second.
It was a tough competition. I was very, very pleased to win the second race for the Audi in '89. After Summit Point, we went straight to Mid-Ohio, believe it or not, another win, which was a little bit of a problem with my friend Wally Dallenbach, because I had him off the track, which I do very, very a few times in my life, in my whole racing career. But I had to. We were actually traveling both along side by side, and I saw a small car almost stopping on the left side of the track, and I had to move to the right, and I just knocked Wally off. And I saw him spinning on 120 mile speed and banging right and left. I said, oh, Jesus Christ, what have I done now? Then I was lucky to win the race in the end, and on the podium I apologized immediately to Wally. But I think still up to now he owes me one.
But Stuck has things pretty much his own way, running up a string of victories at Topeka, Sears Point, Watkins Glen, Lime Rock, and Laguna Seca. And in some races, like Sears Point, his toughest competition turned out to be his all-wheel drive teammate, Hurley Haywood.
I was something like 30 seconds behind my leading teammate, Hurley Haywood. And believe me, I had to take all the tricks I knew to get him back. And I got him 2 laps from the end in a very strong maneuver.
By now, Stuck had clearly become comfortable with the car, adjusting his own flamboyant driving style to the all-wheel drive system.
To adopt my driving style to all-wheel drive suspension in cars was not so easy, because my style always was a little bit spectacular, like going sideways, and people saying he has more flies and bugs on the doors than he has on the windscreen by driving so much sideways. And it also helped me in my sports car driving. I got smoother and more, not so aggressive and not so how can I say, not so a twitchy driving style, and it improved everything. It teaches you to drive a car smoother.
His secret of speed?
I tell you, you gotta have a sensor in a certain place of your body which is behind yourself. You know what I mean? And this sensor which you must have in the popo, as we say in Germany, I think this is the most important thing. To go fast, to feel the car sliding. That's why I have no upholstery in my driving seat. If you ever check this out, I only have a little layer of some cotton or whatever it is, so it's a Nomex stuff. I don't want to have some poster in the seat because I have not enough contact then. This is, I think, so you must feel it with your back when the car starts to slide and everything. And this sensor is specially working under wet conditions.
Wet conditions, rain, conditions that can strike fear into the bravest of drivers. Quattro drivers Stuck and Haywood took a somewhat different view.
It is the nicest feeling. It is nicer than Christmas, holiday, birthday, and New Year, everything together, to pass a Cougar or a Nissan on the outside of the corner. You know? It's such a great feeling, you won't believe.
It's so much fun driving these cars, and when you can pass guys on the outside or the inside, it really doesn't make any difference, and go by them with such speed that we have, it's tremendous fun.
Next, how the advantage paid off. After a decade of competition, all-wheel drive had, without a doubt, proven itself to be an unfair advantage under all conditions, outrunning the competition across the parched deserts of Africa, up the ice-covered Alps, through the tight, twisty streets of Dallas, and around the high-speed curves of Laguna Seca. Yet on any given day, the Quattros rarely excelled at raw speed. Their secret was different. Others were able to go out and set a blistering pace in the beginning. The tracks usually get slippery as the race progresses. Tires lose their grip. And when conventional cars were forced to slow down, the Quattros, with their consistently superior traction, went on the attack. When the going got slippery, the Quattros didn't fade. This proved to be their unfair advantage, their secret of speed.
People can go fast in a race car for one lap, and they can beat the race car and use the curbs and bounce off of things. And as they wear themselves down, I just simply attack. And you can do it so easily and so effortlessly, and they just don't know what hit them.
And we could spray our power over 4 different corners, you know. So our tires in the end lasted longer, and when the conditions got worse with oil and grease and some debris on the track, we had a better traction on our car, and this gave us an advantage.